The Chargers really need to win some games. They're 4-7, third in the AFC West. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of critics, a lot of people watching closely. But when Lynn takes the field in Denver today, some of his biggest fans won't be watching at all. They'll be asleep a world away. They won't be worried about football or what the media will be saying on Monday. Because of Anthony Lynn and his family foundation, 300 children of the Maasai tribe will simply wake up to another week of school.
I just want to say, you people are positive, you're very strong, and I have no doubt someone's going to go through this school and not only impact Tanzania, but someone's going to impact this world. I've been in the NFL for 27 years, first as a player.
Keep it up, baby, keep it up. I'm watching your special teams today now. All right.
Now as a coach.
I told you I'm putting it on you. We're going for it. Watch the ball, watch the ball, watch the ball, watch the ball, watch the ball. Run, 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 yes!
Along the way, there have been so many people who've invested in me, and not just when it comes to football. That's why I've always tried to pay it forward in a way that extends beyond the game. 3 years ago, I was with my friend Robbie Reddy in New York City. We were barbecuing and having a cold one when he told me about his dream of building a school in Africa.
I said, we are going to change your world. I don't know how we're doing it. I got this project. I'm like, Anthony, you gotta come.
The opportunity to help young people was too powerful to pass up. In July, we flew nearly 10,000 miles to Tanzania in East Africa. It's home to the Maasai, a tribe of nomadic herders. Their way of life is quickly becoming outdated, and they must adapt to ensure the future of their tribe. We set out to help them control their own destiny and raise $350,000 to build a school. So, right? I'm Anthony.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
This is the man that made it all happen.
Yeah, right here.
We all made a pact together that we're going to build a school for these children. And
He's been telling me for 3 years. Finally made it out here with him.
Last June, we had a fundraiser for the school. Anthony came out. And Anthony said at that fundraiser, we have to raise the rest of the money and we have to build this school for these children. And he energized everyone. And he inspired a lot of other people to give and get this school done.
The Maasai village in Lanjani is home to 8,500 people. Only 10 have been formally educated. You never know if you can cure cancer until you take a science class, a biology class. Maybe a great writer, but you never know until you take an English class. You know, so I just think the foundation for everyone starts with education. That's why I think this project was so important.
You know, Tanzania, we have more than 120 tribes, but the last one is Maasai, to have educated people. You're looking for maybe 10 years or 20 years coming. We have ministers and MP from the Maasai. So you have a lot of stakes to your group.
There were so many important decisions to make. Are 5 teachers enough for 350 students? How can we ensure clean water? How do we get kids to school that live far away? We're even starting school at 10 a.m. because the Lions feed from 6 to 9. We made our 3.5-hour journey to the bush to see the school for the first time. 30 minutes of that ride was on a paved road, and about 2.5 to 3 hours was a bumpy dirt road. They called it the African massage.
Welcome to Maasai land, coach.
Thank you. Asante. I'm gonna get that down. Asante.
So Lemniak, all these kids will be going to school?
Yes.
Excellent.
Subai. Dallas Cowboys? It's okay. We'll get you some charger gear. She's going to be at this school. She's going to stay here on campus. She's going to graduate from this school when it's all said and done. You didn't think I was going to come here without football, did you? Throw. Yeah, nice hands.
Anthony is going to be a beacon for this community for years to come. Just like he motivates those football players on the Chargers, he's going to motivate these 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds. They're going to look at him, and they're going to become something because of his motivation. He just has an innate sense to bring people up.
The community couldn't wait to get into the classrooms, and I couldn't wait to join them. I just went through and started hanging out with them. Then all of a sudden, they started singing. I was told it was a song of gratitude. You've made me a better husband, a better father, and I thank you for that. God bless you all. You go over there hoping to impact lives, and yet, at the end of the day, it's your life that's being impacted.
I don't know if Anthony Lynn will go on to win a Super Bowl as a head coach, but watching that's your legacy. That's the real difference you're making in the world and the impact that you're having. Rex, I loved watching you watch that because that's your friend, and I could see the pride in your eyes. What makes this guy so special, Rex?
That's who he is?
Yeah.
Like, he's a difference maker. Sam, he will win a Super Bowl. I mean, I was with him for 8 years. I'm so proud of him.
You can see sorry, it makes us all emotional. You can see the impact that he's had on you. Look, there's a lot of good guys in the league, and they don't get talked about enough. Right. But it seems like he's one of these guys where it doesn't matter who you talk to, everybody's got something good to say.
He's a pillar, a definition of leadership. Okay, if you want to boil down leadership, as basically as you can, and I always revert to these 3 things. Are you credible, which means are you trustworthy? Are you competent, where people will believe in you and follow you? And do you positively impact other people? Anthony has those 3 things nailed, period. And that is why people react like this, who have been touched by him, who have been led by him, that have led him. That's why when you watch that and you hear those kids start singing, it puts like a big pumpkin in your chest and in your throat because you know what's happening there. And that's not sports. That's just humanity at its finest. And that's why you have these kind of visceral reactions. And we're all sitting here going, well, we're on TV talking about football, and we're all sitting here about to have a group hug. But you know what? Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
And there's also something awesome about when you've mentored someone and you see just greatness come out of them. And you see that's, Rex's reaction, and, Anthony Lynn will have that same reaction when guys that he is coaching, players that he is coaching, go on to do great things for others like that. Then Anthony Lynn has this type of reaction for those players. And it multiplies. The paying it forward multiplies. That was incredible to watch.
And some of it he will never know because this is changing generations.
You know what, Sam? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But you know what's cool about all this is that even though that's not a football story, even this is a football show and we're talking about the NFL, this kind of thing is what I think we love about football in and of itself. Because you form these kind of relationships. Because even though you're not, trying to save people in a different country, and you're not trying to get them running water and get them educated, you're forming bonds that are lifelong, centered around a game.
Yeah.
That you get paid for, but it's so impactful. Yeah. That speaks for itself.
And I thought Anthony Lynn had a great line in that piece where he said, I came over to help them. And they helped me more than I could have ever helped them.
And I think that's sports in general, too, right there.
And he's like a football coach, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has this other thing on the side,
That's
coaching in the
pretty cool.
NFL. He's not done with this work. This wasn't a one-time go over there, bring some cameras, and do that kind of thing. This guy is committed. Right now, they're kindergarten through 3rd grade. The goal is to get kindergarten through 12th grade to provide dorms, to provide a well that Chris Long and his foundation, the Water Boys, are helping with, so they have clean water, safe access to water. We could talk about this all day, and maybe we should.
I can't.
Maybe, yeah. That's fair.